Running a D&D game or an RPG game in any form or fashion is difficult. And I really think that's why I enjoy it so much. Now, I am very new to being behind the DM screen still. I've been doing it for a few years. I guess you could say that's a while for some, but for me, having played the game for 30-ish years, 2 years feels like nothing. I feel like I have so much to learn. Like I did last night, I'll share with you the lesson I learned last night about getting better in combat, running combat as a DM. I got a really great insight, and I am going to share that with you after I talk about some cool D&D news here first, because I think this is awesome and noteworthy. I want you to know that Jeremy Crawford announced in the new UA, that is the new Unearthed Arcana for this week, they're introducing Psionics, it looks like, or at least starting to. There are 2 new subclasses, one for the Sorcerer and one for the Warlock, that are starting to delve into psionics. And what I really liked, I don't read every UA, but this one caught my attention. What I like most about this one is that they have a new cantrip called Mind Sliver that is really cool. It's super powerful, and I just think, I mean, it's not like it's a cantrip, so it's not like amazingly powerful, but it requires an intelligence saving throw. And those, as you probably already know, are kind of rare. So I thought that's awesome. So Mind Sliver, this new cantrip, I am definitely gonna be, well, I think I might, when I have the opportunity to learn a new cantrip, or if I create a new character in the near future that is a wizard, sorcerer, or a warlock, that cantrip might go high up on my list of what to use. That's the UA, that I think is really cool. The second exciting bit of news today in the world of D&D is mostly for you critters out there. The critter crew, the Mighty Nine, they are now level 10, and with that transition to level 10, they've introduced some amazing new character art, especially with Ford's latest transition. It is perfectly timed. You know, some of these videos take an awful lot of editing. It's gorgeous art by Ariana Orner. You can find her on Twitter at Ornerine. I'll include her info so it's easy to find. Her art is amazing, and of course, if you just do a search on Twitch, you'll come across it. She did the official art to begin with for the Mighty Nine, and now she's yet again creating amazing, gorgeous, you know, images for these characters. It's just, it's really, really breathtaking and super cool. They all look so dope. So go check that out. Now, all right, let's talk about what I learned last night that maybe you can learn something from too. At least that's my hope. So last night was fun. We got back to the Kingdom of Agic, where I'm basically running a very slightly modified version of the Princes of the Apocalypse. And wow, I love it. It's fun running this game. Good, you know, the players are amazing, and we had an encounter last night. Wow, how do I not make this spoilery? Well, we had an encounter last night that I knew it could go one of 2 ways. I felt like it could either be that it was real trouble for the party and fun to play out for me, or they would just, you know, decimate this massive creature with ease, which is of course what they did, which is of course what I should have figured. But here's what I learned. When I was talking about it with the crew afterwards, it was, you know, they still got a kick out of it because it was a cool monster to see. And I'm not going to spoiler it, because if you ever get to play the Princes of the Apocalypse, I want it to be a surprise. The thing that can be learned from it though is this, that what I learned is that I think I need to be wiser. Again, I've said this in the past, but I even learned it again last night. I need to be wiser about, in the moment of the game, who should I attack? Because I think I'm just too nice as a DM. I really, that's like what it feels like, is I'm being too nice. But then I feel like I can go the other way, where I don't want the pendulum to swing so far, where I'm just like this cruel, heartless, you know, terrible DM that's just like pounding the players. That is not the kind of game I want to run at all. So I gotta find this balance of making it challenging and making it feel threatening without going too far. And one of the things I realized last night, that because I was spreading attacks out, this creature had multiple attacks, and rather than having all those attacks go on one of the opponents, I was spreading it out from, like, thinking like, oh well, that's what this creature would do. And in hindsight, of course, hindsight being 2020 as we say, in hindsight, I think I made a big mistake. I think what I should have done was focus on one of the players or one of the characters at a time, and really tried to like nail that down, right? Like, just try to take down one opponent, because that's probably what most creatures would do. I know as a player, that's where my head is as a player, is like, okay, let's focus on the biggest threat first and eliminate that, and then we can move on to the other less threatening stuff. But that, you know, I digress. I think the point is I have to be more strategic when I'm running monsters. It's just that simple. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be an intelligent NPC where I need to be more thoughtful about like how their spells are used and what they do and what they say. I think even when it's just a downright, you know, low intelligence monster, I, the DM, still need to be a little more thoughtful and strategic about how that monster would really fight and what it would really do in a combat situation. So that's what I learned last night, is just have some forethought. Think about it ahead of time, maybe. You know, think about the fight before the fight starts. That's probably what I need to do more as a DM. And it's not even so much prep, it's just like take a moment ahead of time and think about like, what is this creature going to do in this situation? So that's what I learned last night. I need to put a little bit of thought. Just take a moment before each combat and think about, what is this creature going to do in this situation? And then be just a little more aggressive, because so far what I've seen is that this party just mops the floor with everything they get confronted with. I know they don't feel that way, but I as the DM feel that way. Like, man, they are having it way too easy. So I feel like I need to turn up the dial a little bit. So we'll see how that goes next week, if I can do that in any combats that come up next time. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow, and keep rolling 20s. Remember, it's your game. Play your way. But the reason I bring it up is because they introduced some new artwork, and it's really awesome. And now I need to do this. Arg. And it is done by Ariana Orine, oh gosh, in, you know, from, it's so easy to lose track sometimes. Some of these videos take an awful lot of editing.